I gained 10 pounds eating the red and the green M&Ms, bro. So, I gained 10 pounds so quick. I'll chop it up today. How you brothers been for the week, man?
Oh, we've been good. We've been
good.
Good. We can't ignore the ratings. I mean, this light skin thing is working for me and
I heard
Derik.
Where do we start?
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. Another week in the bag. Man, please follow us and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Ring that bell, like and subscribe, make comments, and we always promise to get back to you. Good, bad, and the ugly comment. Well, first, before we start up and ask my brothers how they, we want to thank everyone for getting us over that 500 mark. So, thank you. Rod is the statistician. What is Rod? How many people we have right now? How many we have?
I think it's 515. I think maybe.
Damn, that climbed up that fast. We was only 2 away. Thanks for everybody for giving us all those people to start following us and subscribing to us, man. We truly appreciate. Go along for the ride. Like we said, just pass it along. It's free to subscribe and like and check us out. So we truly appreciate you all for doing that for us tonight, and to follow us on this next journey. Our next goal to get to 1,000. All right, and then after that, you need all the viewers too. So keep on liking and subscribing to us, man. We truly appreciate that.
516.
516. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My man, keep those numbers in his head. Son.
Yeah.
Good with numbers.
Good with numbers, man. So Derik, man, it's been 7 days, man. Since the last time we chopped it up, man. How you been, bro?
Yeah, man. Up and down, man. You know, a little under the weather, but thankful. My son is home, all right. You know, and I'm happy for that. You know, he was dealing with an illness, and now he was in the hospital for a while, but now he's home.
Good.
Very, very, very thankful for that. You know,
welcome back.
Thank you. And we're just enjoying that family time. You know, don't take it for granted, man. You know, just trying to put in as much time with him as possible. It just really makes you pay attention, make me pay attention to what's important. That sort of thing, and I'm just reinvigorated, man. You know, and ready to knock it out the park for him. You know, and then for the rest of my family, for my wife and for my kids, man. So I'm blessed, brothers, and I'm really happy to be here again to share with y'all, man. At 500 subscribers, man. You know, that's great news as well. So let's go, man. You know, let's chop it up, y'all.
Let's get it. So, Rob, bro, how was your week, man?
My week was all right. Got a lot of naps in, so that's always good for me.
Take one for me, brother.
I'm gonna take. I'll take 2 for you, brother. If you want me to. But everything's pretty good. Moving slow. You know, working out. Still trying to eat right. Trying to stay on my health kick. You know, stuff like that. My dog was very sick this week. So yeah. The dog. We had to take the dog to the vet. That cost me some change. But the dog better get well very quickly. So we're going to hope for that. But other than that, everything's good. The kids are good. You know, had conversations with my son. It was time to pay some tuition. That's another cost for me. But, you know, I don't mind doing that at all. You know what I mean? I'm going to give that back 20 times fold over in the product that we're going to get from him. You know what I mean? Nice. But other than that, everything's good. And I'm just happy to be here with you guys.
Let me ask you something, Rob, real quick. If people have pet insurance, that should really work or what?
Well, I don't have pet insurance, but there is such thing as pet insurance. There's actually pet life insurance as well.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, but when I kind of looked into it a long time ago, actually before I even had a dog, when I thought about getting a dog before, pet insurance ain't cheap. It's not cheap at all. But supposedly they're supposed to cover a certain percentage of the medical bills and certain amounts of surgeries and all that stuff like that. But I don't have pet insurance.
Rod, let me ask you a question. Can I get pet insurance for a bunch of cats that are around my house just in case something happens to all of them?
Kelvin, we talked about this before. right?
Peter, I'm not with him, Peter. I'm not with him, Peter.
I'm looking out for them because they may leave offspring that they can't take care of. I mean,
I understand. But the thing is, we try to help the animals. We're not going to conspire against them. We're not going to try to get them as a plan to make some money off them. I don't think that's a good idea. I told you, pet insurance is very expensive, Kelvin. It's very expensive.
And shame on anybody that was thinking anything other than.
Hey, the cats keep the mice awake when it's getting cold, bro. You're gonna appreciate those cats in the winter.
This is the mice season. Start coming in the house. Yeah,
man. Right. Kelvin, how was your week, my man?
It was bad, brother. It was bad. I had a rough day. I gotta tell you this. I'm gonna tell you as fast as I can tell you. Taking the Long Island Railroad home the other day, right? Everything nice day going. Get to Penn Station. I asked him, like, hey, man, how do I get to Locust Manor? The brother said, just get on the train to Jamaica, get off at Jamaica, catch the Rockaway train to Locust Manor, and you're good to go. I get to Jamaica, the train is coming in 22 minutes. I'm like, what type of nonsense is this? 22 minutes. So I said, all right, in the meantime, I'm going to watch, some movies, stuff like that, and watch a couple of episodes of Let's Chop It Up. So I'm watching my screen. Next minute, 11 minutes. Next minute is 5 minutes. Then I realize something. My phone looks like it's about to die. Now, the ticket for the train is actually on the phone. As soon as the train pulls up, my phone goes dead. Now I have no ticket, right? I get on the train. They're like, next stop, Valley Stream. Now I'm on the wrong train. I'm on the wrong train and don't have a ticket. As soon as I realize this, here comes the conductor. Tickets, please, tickets. So I'm already in the mood. I'm not having it. I'm like, look, I ain't got no ticket, all right? My ticket's in this phone. The phone is dead. I don't have no charger. And I'm like, I thought this was going to Locust Manor. He's like, oh, no, this is the express. You want the train behind me. Like, oh, man. So I said, all right, cool. Once I get to Valley Stream, it's good because they always got cabs there. Go downstairs, not a cab in sight. I see one cab, no cab driver. So I said, all right, you know what? Let me walk across the street to Staples. This way I can get somebody there to charge my phone. Because I don't even know anybody's phone number, right? Go over to Staples. Nobody in there got a Droid. Everybody got iPhones. Not one person can charge my phone.
That's a smart company, very smart company.
Not one person can charge my phone. So I said, look, I'm too far to walk from Valley Stream to Springfield Gardens. So I start walking towards Green Acres Mall. So you know what that means. So I'm going to Green Acres Mall. And those that are viewing at home that's not from New York, this is the land of natives. So anyway, I'm walking. I said, the first place I see that sells phones, I'm going to go in there and stop. I see a T-Mobile. I was like, all right, let me go in there. I go in T-Mobile. As soon as I get in T-Mobile, I'm like, excuse me, miss, my sister, can I charge my phone? No, you can buy a portable charger. I'm like, I'm not trying to buy a portable charger. I just need this charger. She lets me charge the phone. Call my niece. My niece says she'll be there in 12 minutes. So my niece finally comes, picks me up. I say, look, I'm hungry. I'm tired. Just drop me to my car. Get to my car, pull off the curb. I got a flat tire.
Jesus Christ.
I said, I just don't know what's going on out here. Had a flat tire.
The retrograde.
Now I got to make a decision. Do I go get the tire fixed or do I go get food? So I put air in the tire and got food. Go get a tire. This man that fixed the tire, man was around before tires started. The man had to be about 100 years old. That took 2 hours. So that's how my week went. Other than that, though, it was a pretty good week.
Did he look like the mechanic from Martin?
Yeah, got a no good.
Yeah. Shabab, what up, Shauna?
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, man.
He said you could have charged your phone for free at Target. Well, you know.
She's right about that. Shauna be knowing some shit. Shauna knows some shit, how to get around some shit. Shauna knows some shit. You're right about that shit, though, man.
So Shauna got a whole bunch of exit strategies.
Word up. She always, that's the person to go to, man. She's
a strategist.
Word up.
Yeah.
If I'm in the zombie apocalypse, I'm going with Shauna.
So D, what's up with you, man? How was your week?
My week was cool, man. Just working hard, a lot of hours, man. It's just bugged out. It's just like when you go food shopping and stuff now. I don't know why everything is always, they say the supply chains are messed up and all stuff getting to you is messed up. But the only thing that's getting through the system is fucking Halloween candy. That shit is by the ton. You can't find toilet paper. They limited you in Costco and BJ's now, but you get some goddamn candy corn.
Yo, I can't stand those candy corns, man. I can't stand them. I think they're
That's the
disgusting.
nastiest.
I don't like candy that's not wrapped.
Created by man.
Yeah,
That's
and they're
the
not
black
wrapped.
licorice, man.
I
That's the
eat
black
that shit
licorice.
too.
But
black
who's
licorice.
buying them? Who's buying it?
I don't know.
Somebody got to buy it. They keep bringing it out, and I don't like
Classic,
those.
though. It is a
That shit
classic.
don't go
It's a
old, Rod.
classic.
That's just right the same shit for years.
And another thing too, I can't stand those marshmallow bunnies around Easter. I don't like those.
Oh, those are nasty.
Oh,
God. Why even mention that shit now?
Yeah.
Now,
who is buying this to bring it out every year?
I don't know. That shit's
You ever
disgusting.
leave one of them bad boys out? And
I
then
know
get
putting
dropped?
those out.
I don't even buy them in my house.
You'll bust somebody over the head with that, man. Crack a skull, man. Things like brick when they get hard, man.
Oh, man, I can't. I can't. I don't know.
Candy corns. Who's buying candy?
corn is nasty.
Nasty shit ever, man.
I hate that. I hate the black licorice, and I hate the damn Peeps, man.
And what else? The Peeps. Oh yeah, Peeps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people.
Yeah.
I never understood the black licorice.
Me either.
Never.
No.
Black jelly beans. Sorry, I like everything black, but those shits I don't like, man.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
The black jelly beans is the worst, man. This is the
honest
same
with
thing.
you.
Black licorice. Yeah, there you go. The black candy corn, right?
Yeah. But I'll be honest with
you. 89 years old, man. You know.
When you eat a black jelly bean, the shit tastes black. Dude, that's what it tastes like. It tastes black.
Oh shit!
I'm like, I don't know how I do. And you know, there's some packs where they used to sell only the black jelly beans. I don't know who was buying them, and only the black licorice. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Nasty shit. I don't even like licorice, but the black one was the worst.
I'm not.
I like licorice, the strawberry, and I like.
I can take the thin one. They used to have a thin licorice, like the
I remember that. Yeah,
like
I remember that.
Other one.
Don't get us started talking about old school.
Licorice tastes like you just don't have nothing else.
Yeah.
That's what licorice is.
It's like eating plastic. Like
it is. And candy corns. Good God.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta do a Halloween special coming up. We gotta talk about, or we gonna do that. Worst candies of all time. Worst candies of all time.
Let's do it. That's a good idea, D.
Worst candies of all time and shit. Let's see what we got first on the chopper block tonight. Oh, this is a good one. Jury orders Tesla to pay $137 million to a former employee over racist treatment. So this brother right here, he was, I think he was an elevator operator, and for over a year he was getting called. They were putting swastikas on the bathroom and all kind of racist stuff like that. He went to management and they didn't do anything about it, and they wound up having to break his ass off a good chunk of change. It started in 2014, 2015, somewhere around that.
135 million.
137. Let's put them together. Give them
137 million.
Plus he got some extra. On top of that, he got like another 7 million off of that as well.
Wow. Do you realize how much racism that is? To get 137 million? That's a lot of racism.
Yeah.
That means they were torturing this guy at work.
No,
but they're gonna call me nigga for 137 million.
Yeah,
They're gonna call me Sambo, coon, all that good. I'd have took all that. Yeah, $137 million coon right here.
Now, I'm not giving financial advice, but this is what I would do. With 137 million, he should buy a shitload of shares of Tesla.
Exactly.
That's what he should do.
Yep.
And then he can become a billionaire.
Yep. On their mistake.
Because I don't know if you're watching, Tesla's stock is still going up.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a Tesla once they make a better looking car. That shit just look too funny for me. I like it though.
Yeah.
Two of my friends have one, which is the best.
Yeah, I seen a nice one. Had red.
Shauna, they get the right jury.
The right jury. Yeah.
They
never promised, man. That's a big settlement, man.
That's huge. That's huge.
And the person that I think, I'm not sure, it's quality control. What the lady name is, a sister that works with Tesla, and she's saying that from their mistakes they're trying to get better and all this other stuff. That's a huge mistake, and I'm glad they got a sister working it. But damn, $137 million. Isn't that gonna hurt Tesla?
No.
What kills me is it's such a new company. You would think there's no old guard there. You would think a bunch of millennials work there. So for this to go on is just really, really odd to me.
Not to me. Those people.
I get that, but you know what I'm saying? Like if this was some old AT&T back in the day, something like that.
That shit was taught to them millennials. They couldn't went around with that privilege for years. That shit was taught, and that's what they believe in. So
there's no outgrowing that, man. We're not gonna outgrow that.
No,
no. You would think that the people who thought like what should be like old and retired by now, but this just goes to show you there's no outgrowing racism. You know, it just
Yeah,
is.
no, that's true. It just mutates, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same shit, man. Different week.
Yeah, and then
You
you
know?
gotta think about it like people with money. They see past. They don't even see the elevator operator. Dude. He's not even
No,
there.
he's not even a person.
He's just a speck inside of space where I gotta get to somewhere. And they just like they probably belittled him for it. And he just I couldn't take no more of this shit.
Yeah.
But I like Shauna said, he caught a good jury and they sent a very strong message. Very strong message. Yeah.
Hope all of Silicon Valley wakes up from that shit. Right
Can you imagine the employees at Tesla? Now everybody's going to be a victim of racism the next day after that settlement.
No, I am.
Yeah, don't even work there.
Yeah, he don't even work there. The UPS guy that comes probably twice a week is going to file a claim.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't like the way they took the packages from me. I'm filing a lawsuit."
It was aggressive, right?
They were very aggressive, and they looked like they wanted to say the N-word to me.
All day long, man. Word up. But I'm telling you, they could call me all kind of shit for 137, man. I ain't lying to you. Man, speaking of more racist stuff, man. In New York City, our city, they defaced the George Floyd statue. Jamie, can you please play the video to us?
Oh, they got homeboy on video.
He didn't even care that people were over there still looking at him doing it.
Yeah. They didn't catch him yet, did they?
Nah.
I think they're still looking for him.
Yeah, it's just sad, man. Like, even when we're like honored and we died, they still hate us. Like, why is that much hating you that long that you got to still deface them? Go ahead, Rob.
It's like when I watched the trial and then they talk to people after the trial and stuff like that, and the officer's mother, she I know that's his mother. She still believed that he was innocent, but you'll be surprised how many people felt George Floyd deserved to die that day. That's the hatred. That's how much hatred they have. To see something like that and to still, to basically analyze it and say, no, everything looked good to me on that day, you know what I mean? And that he should have died that day. But it's sad. Like you said, the hate is some very powerful shit, man. It's very powerful.
And it's sad that people go ahead, Kelvin. Go ahead.
First of all, we know it's usually all of it's based in ignorance, right? That's how you perpetuate it. I had a boss one time named Terry. Terry, picture olive oil on Popeye with red hair, about 40 years older, okay? And Terry says to me, I'll never forget this. One day she says, I don't understand why people complain about slavery. I would love not to have any bills and somebody take care of me and pay me. She said that. So I said, Terry, listen, I know you're ignorant. But don't say that to another person. I said, don't say that to another person, especially a black person, because they're gonna slap fire out you. Like, I just happen to know you don't know better. You just ignorant, like you just uneducated. But if you say that to another black person who doesn't know, they're gonna do something very bad to you. But I never forgot it. In a matter of perspective, and some people, I'll be honest with you, some people you're wasting your time trying to explain it. Really, it's no rationale behind it. It's not. I mean, it's just ignorance. That's what it is.
But Terry. That was taught to Terry. That's the way somebody rationalized it to her. You know what I mean? So she's going around still spreading it. And she would believe what she was told. But she's leaving out the hangings, the beatings, the rapes. She's making it convenient for them.
And think about this. She's talking about the food. They gave you pig intestines.
Right. That's how chitlins came along.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the bottom, the worst shit.
Pig feet, chitlins, pig ears,
hog maw.
All that. They gave us all the bad part of the pig.
It's learned, but at the same time, there's a part of her that there's a detachment there too. You know what I mean? Like you have to be completely detached from the point of view of others. To even get yourself there. To her, it's an innocent, question or or explanation to it. She didn't mean anything by it, but she's just really, really detached, very, very, very privileged. You know, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? So they don't know. Her reality is completely different. You know, from ours and from anybody else. Yeah, slavery was
fucking Kanye
slavery
West.
was a choice. Yeah, I mean, he's if his mother was alive, you know, he was going through a lot of things, man. But his mother wouldn't have felt, you know, come on, she was on the side. Say, listen, son.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. As a person who has lost their mother and father, losing your mother just don't make you stupid. And that's the comment he made was just stupid. I know what you're saying, Derik. I'm just saying it's just like, you know, whatever you're going through or whatever like that, that's still, you know, reprehensible. And that's why Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, I got a list. You know, I'm like, I just can't stand. I'm telling you. But what I realize is this. Let me say this lastly. There is this thing, especially as it relates to white men. I noticed that, and not everybody. So please, I'm not trying to make a sweeping indictment. I told a dude one day that was sitting on steps that he could sit on. Like, excuse me, you can't sit here. I'll move in a minute. I'm putting a jacket on my daughter or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's no nicer way I could have said that. And so what I'm saying is it bothered him of who the messenger was. You know what I'm saying? And he too almost became a candidate to get fire slapped out of himself. So, you know what I'm saying? The fire slap is about to be the new thing.
Yeah, man. That's
Kelvin, you should have had that song back then. Try Jesus. Don't try me. I'll play that today. Should at work today. Like, you know,
Oh man.
I throw hands. I can't wait to see that dude in concert when he comes to New York. I'm in there. I'm having a big sign and all that shit. Word up. Oh man. Jammy's favorite dude, Joe Biden, breaks his promise with historical black colleges and universities.
Be nice, D. Be nice.
Yes, you're right. I'm changing. As Rodney said, I'm listening to my man right. Joe Biden just happened to cut $30 billion from the budget of historical black colleges. The black Democrats are not having it. They're really upset right now. That's all.
And how much did he give to the Afghanistan referee? I mean,
6 something billion, was that right? Right, 6.7.
That's where some of the money went right there.
Who could have seen it happen? Who could have foreseen that something like that would ever happen?
Kamala wouldn't know anything about historical black colleges. She only went to one, right, Jamie?
I think you know, this right here is a moment that we have to make sure that we put our foot down with this, and we can't gloss over that. With, you know, this whole idea that we can always just be the ones dismissed, we just can't allow it this time. You know, and it is a slap in the face to all the people, especially black women accredited with getting this man elected. I'm sure many of them are alumni of historically black colleges, and it's the ultimate slap in the face. And to me, you just cannot continue to exploit us for our vote and then just summarily dismiss us. And so with that said, I think the Democrats are actually right. And I think the Democrats are going to do something that they usually don't do, which is be willing to actually just lose the election just to prove a point if they don't do something to rectify this. So I do think they need to do something, and you find the money somewhere else. You find maybe take one less trip to space this year and go and help people that are on Earth that have been marginalized, you know, and disparaged.
You mentioned black women and HBCUs, and I'm just wondering what Kamala's at with this. You know what I mean? Because, you know, black women, let's face it, a lot of them were voting for Kamala. You know, Kamala.
Hey, listen,
don't sound like the Republicans when you say that.
You're right.
Vice President Harris goes.
Vice President Harris. Yeah. Listen, I like that she. I like the idea of her. But come on, I already knew what that was. You know, I think I would like to hear what she has to say on the whole situation. You know, being, you know, that she, you know, is an HBCU, you know, a sorority sister, you know, just to see where she's at with it. I haven't heard anything from her on that. And has anybody heard her mention anything?
You know, but Derik,
what are our expectations of her right now? You know,
this is the thing. I actually don't even care to hear it. This is what it is. You want the same respect that the Jewish community and the gay community gets. The people that advocate for gay people in a lot of cases don't like gay people. the people that advocate for Jewish people don't like Jewish people. They do it because they have to. So whatever reason you got to do it because you have to. You do it because there's repercussion to you not doing it. That's really what it is. Like, I don't want Vice President Harris come out and be like, well, I went to historically black college, so we need no. Just give the money. Regardless, just give the money because it's due and it was promised. You know what I mean? That's it. Because what happens is we get a lot of talking when it comes to us, and people try to explain and all this things that this right now is a results business. We want the results. That's it.
When they put that sister in, when that sister got in, I knew. I said that is window dressing, and you know what I mean. But the meat is not going to be there. The meat is not going to be there.
From the beginning, I said it.
First thing, come on, man. Come on, bro.
Well, the question is this:
and she's sitting right there.
Are you more interested in making history or doing the job? Mm-hmm. That's what you have to ask. Are you more interested? I always felt that was the thing with Hillary Clinton.
Oh, my man.
Right on cue. I see what's going on. No, are you interested in making history or doing the job? And I think that remains to be seen. They're very, very new in this administration, but from the temperature a lot of people are taking so far, the administration has not done enough to kind of distinguish themselves yet. And so,
but they're doing it for everybody else. Like Rodney said, the Afghanistan people, right? They got $6.7 billion towards their cause. The LGBTQ, the Asian hate bill. Yeah. Everyone.
We got it passed like that. And
everyone's
then they gave,
in front of us.
And you remember what we got? We got Hip Hop Day.
Yeah.
That's what we got. I want to ask you guys a question. I want to ask you guys a question, right? And I'm not disagreeing with any one of you, what you said, right? Do you think the Democrats are at a stage like where they're looking for like a new voter and that's why they're giving money to other races except for us? Absolutely. Or you think they're just saying, well, black people are going to vote for us regardless, so F them, you know?
I think all of the above.
Okay, you think it's both?
When they're looking at the census and the demographic of the Latinos, especially look at Texas, right?
I was going to say Latinos too.
Yeah, how they're growing so big, they could almost disrespect us. And they say, well, blacks don't vote Democratic no matter what.
Correct.
And I'm glad we're having our brother on tonight. We can talk about that too. Bring this topic up tonight.
Like I'm kind of watching. I always kind of follow politics, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it's like they're saying, like we're looking for a new voter. We're not looking for the black vote, and plus. When we do look for the black vote, all we have to do is toss them a bone, and they'll believe us. And then when we get in there, we won't do jack for them, And that's what I'm kind of seeing,
What is the repercussion?
Yeah, it's what they were negotiating in the budget deal.
Worst case scenario, you offend black people. What's the worst that's going to happen?
You do a march,
maybe.
A couple stores get looted. Do a march. Stores get looted.
I said this before. Black people have no political power. There is no retaliation for it, except when you show it at the polls. That's your only thing. The thing is, too, you got Republicans, people that come to the table with money, give donations. Those are the people that get what they want. We're not doing that, and that's why we're not getting what we want. That's how they look at us. They say they ain't giving us no money. Their vote comes easy, and we don't still have to give.
And like you said, Claude, we're owners of no industry.
Correct. We're owners of no industry.
So we have some kind of industry we own. We have that kind of political money power. Like you
That's
said,
what
Rob,
you need. Correct. You need money.
You buy your politician.
Correct. The thing is, until the black race creates a huge chunk of millionaires in our community and people with money and being able to sit at the table and say, well, okay, we're going to donate this, but this is what we want, and we better get, because the dollar's going to talk further than them saying, hey, you're just going to vote for us, and that's it, But it's all about the dollar, man. It's all about the dollar.
Regarding the earlier question, would we rather make history or do the job? Politically speaking, I think it shows that it's easier to make history than it is to do the job. It's a quicker payoff. You can go and you can give us Hip Hop Day. You don't have to change anything. You can.
Yeah, you're not giving us nothing.
Right, and you can do whatever. And
you're giving us something of no value.
Exactly. So we got a sister, we got a HBCU grad, as our vice president, and you turn around and you do what exactly? But so.
Wait a minute.
As soon as we own something,
there you go.
Tell it to others.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right.
He's absolutely right. That's
Can't
right.
argue. Can't argue. You're right. Yep. It hurts, but yeah.
It hurts, right? I mean,
yeah.
Somewhere along the line, you're gonna have to hold it. You gotta hold ownership somewhere.
Yeah.
Take a stand somewhere.
Yeah. Well, moving on, brothers and sisters.
That topic was a little depressing, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. I mean,
he was deflated. He was like, "Oh God."
I'm looking like it got me upset, but I don't want to say nothing to hurt my man Jam. You know, he got a light skinned girl fetish, so that's why he like. I ain't gonna hurt her, but they like that. You know, thank you with the good.
Yo, damn, he can't. He gonna
that bullshit. He know that shit the truth. God damn it. Get him back for laughing at me earlier. Almost lost my. Here we go. Man, this is sad. We know some more sad stuff, man. You know, shout out to this sister, man. Body believed to be missing of 19-year-old Mia Marcono, found by the police in Florida. I think Rodney, you told me it was found in the woods there, home.
They found it in a wooded area close to her apartment building. She hasn't been fully ID'd yet, but they found her pocketbook with her ID close to the body. Supposedly the main suspect was the maintenance man, and he obviously had some sort of desires to have a relationship with her. And I guess she was resistant to this. They found him dead. Looks like it was apparent suicide. Very sad situation, hoping that she was going to be found okay, but unfortunately, she was not found alive.
Sad, man.
Very sad.
System, man.
Nothing worse than that.
Word, and her family, man. I don't know what to say, but
I'm going to tell people, like, women got to be careful when they're dealing with these creeps that's, like very aggressive about being with them. I've seen situations with women where they think that shit is cute. It's not cute. It's not cute at all. When some guy is very possessive and controlling and trying to dominate you, that's not cute. That's not the attention that you want. I'm not saying that in this case. I'm just saying in general that I've seen situations where women think that aggressive guy, he really likes me. No, he's crazy.
The signs are there, especially from how possessive these dudes are. I remember years ago when I was in college, I worked at the airport. There was this girl, and I was dropping her off I think I was dropping her home to Harlem. She had a boyfriend, and he's on the phone with her, and he's like, "Where are you at?" And she's like, "I'm on the bus." You don't sound like you're on the bus, whatever. He's going off, so she's scared to let him know that a guy is dropping her off. And the girl's crying and stuff like that. It's just a bad situation. You know what I mean? And so we see him the next day at work, myself and some of the other guys, and he gonna sit there and like he looking at us, whatever, like that. And again, he was a candidate to get the fire slapped out of him. See these dudes that just treat women foul, they just don't want it with guys, and that's just what it is. But it's a possession. You can see it. There's always clues. There's always signs. The fire slap. See, everybody got the fire stick. They don't know about the fire slap. The fire slap is coming back.
Oh man. So let me see, man. But here goes some good news for the people that we hated this motherfucker here. FBI raids NYPD Sergeant Union headquarters. This son of a bitch was saying all kind of racist stuff, man, and he was a pain in the ass, and Rodney probably pretty much knows his asshole better than all of us. So Rodney, I'm gonna let you take it first, my brother.
Well, he is my former union president, and they're keeping this thing kind of like tight-lipped or whatever. But yes, the SBA union, which is the Sergeants Benevolent Association, their office was raided by the FBI a couple of days ago. Supposedly, they're looking for some sort of misuse of funds with them. And as Dee stated, there has been a history of racist behavior from the SBA. It was a release of a very racist video about the cops, how the cops come into projects and how Black people act. And he actually posted it on their SBA website. He actually sent it out to the members. That video was taken down, and he basically said that he did not view the video and see the full content of it before he posted it, which is bullshit. But he also made some remarks about certain politicians in there. He also went after de Blasio's daughter and released information about her arrest when she was at a Black Lives Matter march. Now, we got to remember, this is the police that's doing this. This is the behavior of the police. So, like I said, if there's racist behavior within the organization, how does it not spill out into the streets? You know, so just to, you know, it was kind of a little bit delightful to see that happen when I woke up one morning. And,
so you didn't shed a tear, Rod?
Didn't shed one tear. No, I wouldn't shed a tear. The thing is, I mean, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
And we will pray for him.
Yeah, we will pray for him. But yeah, the feds are basically. Let's face the facts, right? You know, the union president is basically a sergeant on the NYPD, right? And then they get in charge of all this money. Now they have no education or, you know, learning about how to handle millions of dollars. And then you put somebody that's used to making probably, you know, 100,000 a year, maybe 90,000, whatever, in charge of millions of dollars. There's going to be temptation. People are going to put their hands in the cookie jar, you know? Now, like I said, allegedly that's what they're looking for, misuse of funds. And, you know, allegedly maybe de Blasio had something to do with sickening the feds on them. I don't know.
Oh, he probably led him to him, you think?
I didn't say that.
Allegedly. But no, but I'm glad. I'm glad.
You gotta remember, he talked. They oust his daughter. You can't mess with somebody's skin like that. You know that, D.
Right.
Yeah. They humiliated his daughter, you know, because she got collared doing the Black Lives Matter march.
He tried. Now look at that. Look how the world turns.
Yeah.
God don't like ugly. Ain't too fond of pretty.
That's right.
You know, so it's like, I'm glad he got that smoke. I hope it go real bad. Like, remember Kirk? He got that smoke. I want Giuliani to get that smoke. All these motherfucking gatekeepers are talking about we good old boys. And Pat Lynch? I want to see his bitch ass next.
Yeah. Well, I think allegedly the FBI also raided his house too. Got his house too.
But Jamie, I'm sorry, man. We missed some comments earlier. Can you bring those comments up, please, Jamie? Let's say that Derek. So people hear on the radio.
Why should we be careful? Why can men be taught to control themselves? I guess, yeah. Even if men control themselves, we as women still have to be careful. And those were in response to our earlier subject of.
You don't have the ability to control, but you have the ability to stay away from them, because, like I said, when they start showing those signs that they're nuts, you know, you got to get away. You know.
Yeah. And I think people need to be conscious of that. I remember years ago they suspended Stephen A. Smith from ESPN because he made a comment regarding women, not to provoke some of these guys and things like that. To me, at the end of the day, it's about being safe. And some of these guys, you know, you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to be careful. But the truth of the matter is, it's like a young person in the street. They shouldn't have to look over their shoulder, but they do. I mean, it's just the bottom line. You know, and this young lady, yeah, I'd rather her have been ultra careful dealing with a psychopath, even if it meant her moving, versus them finding her dead. So, you know, I think people think when you say that you're trying to control women or, you know, kind of dismiss women, but no, we're just saying be careful because, you know, these guys are unpredictable. They're loose cannons.
I mean, not only did he kill, you know, he killed her most likely, allegedly, but he killed himself. So there obviously was some mental illness issues there, you know.
Yeah. But
you got to be careful. Look for I tell women all the time, I even tell my daughters, look for the bad first. Don't look for the good first. Look for the bad first in a person. Because the bad is what's going to hurt you.
Good point.
The good is the gravy on the meat. It's the bad that's going to get you.
Good point.
Message. Oh, man. Speaking of messages, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp they had outages this week. I mean, it looked like my man Ron called good morning. Somebody like coincide when the whistleblower was going to Congress and testifying and all the data collections and about the data collection, and this shit just went haywire for like half a day or so. I missed it because I worked too damn hard, but I missed that day. But what's your thoughts, any brothers? I
missed it personally myself as well. You know, I'm not the greatest social media person, but you know, as I understand, I know that I've known for a long time though that Facebook and these people, obviously have been collecting your data. I think we all have understood that. I think at this point there is an argument to be made for breakup. I think Facebook was large enough that it's just kind of like gobbling up all these smaller apps and all this. Hey, Juan, how you doing? Whistleblower, what's the plan? Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah. What's up, Melvin? Yeah, what's happening? Yeah. No, I mean, I think
For the
that,
hard way.
Yeah, for the hard way. I like that. But I think that there's an argument to be made that maybe some of these some of these companies need to be broken up. They just have way too much information. They have way too much of our information, and I don't know. I think something needs to be done for that. So that's just me personally. I'm very careful about what I put on social media.
Let me hear your thoughts, Rob. Let me hear your thoughts real quick. You got it.
Well, I want to ask a question first. You guys think something's going to happen to Facebook as a result of this?
Nope.
No, nothing's ever going to happen. No.
When you say something's going to happen, what do you mean?
Like it's going to, they're going to take it down or it's going to stop?
No, too big.
Okay, so everybody here is unanimous that nothing's going to happen to Facebook. Maybe they're going to make some slight adjustments. Maybe Congress is going to maybe make some regulations on them. But other than that, we feel that Facebook is not going anywhere. Is that correct, everybody here?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the right answer. It's not going nowhere. So the thing is, too, as far as the whistleblowers, well, let's start with the 6 hours that is shut down. Me personally, I think that was too coincidental with the whistleblower getting ready to testify. I'm just speculating, and I think it may have been something they went into the system to clean some shop out. That's probably what they were doing. The other thing is that when the whistleblower,
they have way too much information on us. That's the point.
Yeah. The thing is, we know that what Facebook does. None of this is shocking to me. That Facebook with the algorithms, how they target hate, how they push certain things to get people aroused because it's about profit and it's not about people. That's the bottom line. And a massive corporation like Facebook that has made millions and trillions of dollars, that's their goal. That's their number one goal, is to get dollars and cents, please the investors, make the stock go up, and that's what it's about. And to make Mark Zuckerberg even richer. And the thing is, you can't question Facebook kind of being evil. We're talking about a guy that basically stole this idea from his two roommates.
His homeboys.
Yeah, so from his homeboys, and then basically broke them off a settlement and sent them on their way. You know what I mean? He became a multi-billionaire as a result of it. But Facebook with the algorithms are intentionally driving certain things like the hate groups. They paid a big play. They took down the algorithm when January 6th happened, and they realized they were losing money, and they put it back up to drive more hate and get people. Because the more people paying attention, the more money they make. Yeah. And that's really what it's about. So none of this is really a surprise to me about Facebook. And I do believe that the whistleblower, she focused really on the kids, right? Because that's the thing that's going to touch America, is just because this is affecting kids and bullying and all that. But never talked about how many adults are also addicted to Facebook as well.
Yep.
And then from the last time I understood, it was more adults on Facebook than there's kids. Kids are usually more on Instagram and other platforms and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But none of this is shocking to me. I think I had a conversation with you, Kelvin. I said, if anything, they said, oh, the stock's going to crash. It went down a little bit. All of this is a buying opportunity for investors to get it cheap. It's going to ride right back up.
Yep.
Yeah. So speaking of some more bullshit, Georgia Democrats balk on Clarence Thomas statue. I'd rather them keep the Confederate monuments up. So they'd rather have General Lee and all the other Andrew Jackson racist ass Klansmen up there than this nocturnal animal, Clarence Thomas. Thoughts?
I can totally understand it. I can understand it. I mean, it's just a stain. It's a black mark. I don't know. Definitely, this community has no regard for him. We're not proud of him. We probably feel for him what he feels for us, and so I totally understand that. It's sad that you got a Supreme Court justice that you would think your community would be proud of, but we're not. He came in with controversy, and I know some people may not remember. Some younger people may not remember it in real time like we do. But I would never want to be in a situation where my community frowns upon me like the community does him. So I understand those are very strong words. Those are very, very poignant words, and I don't think it's hyperbole. I think they mean exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he's trolling. Giving him a statue is almost like trolling black people, man. It's an insult. Of a very high level. I think. This. We know what Clarence is. Number one nocturnal animal. The Hall of Fame. There was a Hall of Fame for that. He'd be in there. You know what I mean? So
now he really would have been proud to get $137 million.
Let's do that.
Call me all the niggas you want.
Let's do the Hall of Fame. We'll do the Hall of Fame one day. We'll do the Hall of Fame.
We got some nocturnal
candidates.
We should get like a little statue of a nocturnal.
Yeah, we got a couple of first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Going right in first ballot.
The thing is, all the great men that came out of Georgia. Why, anybody could have been. Right now, we lost John Lewis last year, right? He could have been up there. I'd rather see Tyler Perry than give Clarence. You can put Medea and Tyler Perry up there together. But I would put a whole bunch of bird seed on it anyway, like pigeon shit all over his head every day. I'll just throw bird seed all day on that damn statue, man. But you know what? We got something coming up next, man. This brother is not Clarence Thomas. After we come back from commercial, we're going to come with my brother, Karan Allen. He got a special announcement to tell us right here on Let's Chop It Up. So, Jamie, take us to commercial.
Hi, I'm Dawn Kelly, and I'm the founder and CEO of The Nourish Spot, a healthy food and beverage haven in Southeast Jamaica, Queens. Chosen in 2019 as Micro Business of the Year by the U.S. Small Business Administration. My adult children, Jade and Owen Duncan, and I established The Nourish Spot to provide affordable access to healthy produce, to help our neighbors combat chronic diseases, to provide jobs for a diverse community youth. And it's no secret that small businesses play a critical role in the local economy. It's also proven that community is vital to the growth of small businesses. So come, let us nourish you at The Nourish Spot. We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 6 p.m.
Hennessy off one of them damn cakes. I don't even drink Hennessy, but goddamn it. So tell your wife to present me one of them damn bottles, my brother. Our next guest tonight is a brother that's been on the show before, man. We always pick this brother's brain because he's very, very intelligent. I love this dear brother, and he got a special announcement tonight. What he's going to tell us, man. I don't know if he's on other podcasts, but tonight he's on Let's Chop It Up. Tell us what's going on. So, Jamie, bring our dear brother in, Karan Allen. Peace.
What's going on, brother?
What up? Put that brother in the middle, man. What's up, man?
What's going on?
How you feeling, man?
Been a minute.
I know, man. It's been a minute,
great.
man. You great? Looking great, brother. Looking great,
Yeah,
man.
I'm doing well. How y'all doing? Y'all look good, too.
Yeah, we're good. Thanks, man.
Trying, man.
Ron, I'm the reason you got back on the show. I kept telling him, bring him back. Yeah. So I'm going to take credit for that. Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. We appreciate you too, brother.
Oh, man. Listen. So, Karan, man, I mean, I know what happened. I saw you the other day. I was watching my Instagram live, and you popped up, man. You was doing something special, man. Can you tell the people what is the special announcement that you got to tell us tonight?
So the special announcement that I have to tell the brothers of Let's Chop It Up and the many viewers and listeners is that it is now official tissue. We've announced to the world, to the community, that I am officially putting my name or my hat in the ring to run to represent East New York in the 60th Assembly District up in Albany as the next sitting assembly member.
That's what's up.
Congratulations.
That's what's up, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man, for that, man. I'm glad the brother's he's gonna, go put that fight in. And the thing is, Karan, I want to tell public how important is your role to community and other people so they understand that role in their communities also too.
So, y'all know, let me give a little bit of history and connection as to why this is even happening in the first place, and a little context on the local level. But the state assembly, this is my government 101 stuff to make. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
My government 101 stuff to give folks a good understanding. If you're in New York, there is your most local level of government where you have your city council members who do various things. The tier above that will be your state representatives, one being your state senator, which was the seat I ran for in 2020, and your state assembly member, the seat I'm running for now. The tier above that is the federal level, where you talk about Senator Schumer and Gillibrand, and on the other end, because the other side is, of course, this a bicameral legislature. You have your local Congress representatives. So I live in East New York. My local Congress representative is Hakeem Jeffries, right? So those are the tiers and levels. I'm running for the state assembly, which, similar to the state senate, covers a district smaller. It's about 130,000 people. The 60th Assembly District is one of the blackest districts in the state of New York, which is extremely exciting because we can speak truth to power. We can talk about our issues and make sure that Black people's issues are represented in the state budget. So you're talking about almost a $200 billion budget that's divvied up throughout the entire state on all levels, to all counties, and funds damn near everything that you see and know around you, whether it's your roads, whether it's the health facilities, whether it's education services. All of that is funded by the state budget. All assembly people are fighting around the state to make sure that their priorities are met and that their communities are reflected in the state budget. I want to make sure that our community is represented in the state budget in the best possible way. And historically, I could say that hasn't been the case for our communities across the state. Luckily, in the 60th Assembly District, I'll be following State Assemblyman Charles Barron, who won his city council seat, and he's going on the city level to fight at the most local level for us. And I'll be going to the state assembly when I win and to represent the community.
Well, first of all, congratulations on that. I want to ask you this question. What is something that you learned within the process once you got into politics that you didn't quite realize beforehand, outside of all your poli-sci courses and all the theory that people probably told you about? Once you got in, what is something that you learned from the inside looking out now?
No doubt. That's a great question. So, undergrad, I did study government and politics, and I still remember those courses, whether it's international relations or the government 101s, and how, you know, a lot of it is theory. They got you reading about John Locke and Thomas Hobbes and, you know, trying to fit that into your life. And, you know, for most of that stuff, it just, it doesn't translate when we get to our community, you know, so to speak. It doesn't translate. You know, we're very, very unique people, and we have a unique experience, particularly in this country. And depending on where you might be coming from, you know, just within that experience. Something I did not know, it's going to be some things, is how much the machine has got our people rocked to sleep. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you think about your local representative, if they're black and they say a few black things, you're like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they got my back. They, you know, like there's nothing I need to think about on that level. I don't need to hold them accountable for nothing because they black. You know, the thing that the machine does is it puts black faces in high places if it means that it's going to give them the best result. You know, I didn't realize before, I was naive that any black elected official was going to be for our issues, for our cause, and not be sellouts. And I think y'all use nocturnal, nocturnal, you know,
Nocturnal.
and yes. And what I realize is that the machine has our people rocked to sleep, and they have almost every community on in a vice grip, as in, to beat the machine, it is extremely difficult. And to give you a full understanding, I am not a machine candidate. I'm not coming out of a machine. I'm going to be battling the machine. And I'm saying we are going to be battling the machine. We are going to need all of your support in various different ways to help us beat the machine. It's been done before. We have the blueprint. Assemblyman Barron was not a machine candidate. He's an elected activist, and I would be following in his footsteps and in Councilmember Inez Barron's footsteps in the same way.
Very nice. Can you explain to people when you all say like radical politics and stuff like that? Can you explain to people when I hear that talk a lot in East New York and those little walls we in sometimes?
No doubt. Radical politics in its most simplest form is getting to the root. And when we speak about black radical politics, it's really about liberation for our people, you know, in every sense of the word, some sense of security, some sense of freedom. And every time we fight for things that can liberate our people, which you would think everybody should be entitled to health care, everybody should be entitled to a proper education, your children, your grandchildren, you know, everybody should be entitled to that. When we fight for those things as black radicals, it becomes a radical act because the system as it's currently structured does not want your children, your mothers, your fathers to have those things, to essentially go beyond survival mode. You know, getting to the root of this system that we live under. And I don't know, you know, sometimes our brothers and our sisters, they're capitalists, but they don't realize that system as it's currently structured is truly eroding our communities, eroding our pockets, eroding our morality. And because of it, we continue to suffer as a collective. We do have our brothers and sisters that are doing extremely well. Don't get me wrong. They have to pivot back to being radical and to making sure that we it's not a high tide lifts all boats. You know, if your boat got a hole in it, you're not getting lifted nowhere. You're gonna sink. So like we it's really about equity. It's about making sure that the have-nots have. It's really about, when we think about affordable housing, everybody, as long as you have some form of income, even if you don't have some form of income, you should have somewhere to live. You know, just baseline stuff that our people should have. So when we think about radical, just think about it simply like this: get into the root and finding some semblance of liberation within the systems that are currently structured. And that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for my 5-year-old son. We're fighting for my 87-year-old grandfather. And beyond me, we're fighting for my neighbors. We're fighting for my neighbors up the street who just experienced a fire. We're fighting for my neighbor who she had shingles and it really devastated her. We're fighting for all of them. We're fighting for the young people that I don't know if y'all been driving these New York City roads as of late, but there's so many potholes. We're fighting. We fight for all of that, you know. So a total disruption of the system, and making sure that Black people are seen and heard.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Karan, I gotta say this. This is something that really is something that aggravates me. So eventually, I wonder if I'm hoping that there'll be some legislation right now. One thing that is changing, and this is pretty much a New York thing, maybe these motorized bikes, scooters, or this is now. This is my thought. If you have a motorized vehicle, you need to go to the DMV and get a license plate and play a registration like the rest of us. Because if you can take lights and just drive when you want and stuff like that, because it's really getting on my nerve. I mean, there's 4 million bike lanes in New York or something like that and stuff like that. So, Ron, anything you do to help change that, you know, I'm on board with it. I'm telling you, I'm voting for you anyway, but I do it right now just for that because it's really getting on my nerve. But I think that's going to be something because sometimes there's laws on the books that don't address new things. And so we're going to have to bring these things. But right now, it is chaotic driving in New York, anywhere, you know. And I mean, it's really crazy out here. It's different. Something has to be done, you know, to regulate this stuff.
Absolutely. And I'm with you 100%. You know, I don't necessarily have a solution for that. And I feel real comfortable saying that because, you know, right now we just started in terms of kicking off. And I've always felt like the approach that most people bring to politics is that, look, if I'm running, I'm the great savior. You know, like I got all the answers. I'm going to be able to do everything. I'm going to promise everything. I'm going to kiss babies. I'm going to hug the old ladies. All that's not the vibe or anything that I'm pushing or promoting. I'm really promoting that return to community connection, that return to dialogue, that collective finding our answers as a community and finding the best thing that we can do collectively. The e-bikes, it's definitely a wild scenario. I always tell, anytime we have conversation about transportation, I tell people, frankly, I drive, I run, and I bike. I have all the perspectives of the road. You know, I understand what it's like to be a biker and feel vulnerable. I also have the perspective of a driver with my son and my wife in the car, and I got to protect them. I also have the perspective of somebody that's running the streets at all hours of the night, and not in a bad way, but running the streets at all hours of the day and night, you know, and there has to be some level of cooperation on the roads, but I don't necessarily have an answer for that. One of the things that we're looking to form right now is a community advisory board where we have folks that are locally on the ground. And if there is an issue that is very near and dear to their heart, we want you on the advisory board to help us formulate policy that will best reflect the community based on what is near and dear to your heart, but what will also have the greatest resolution for everybody. And I feel like bringing in people from all around the district and from different perspectives on particular policy issues is just going to be very, very helpful. Lissa is very funny.
Yo,
I'm sorry, Lisa, you're right.
Lisa, I thought he was too. I thought he was
right.
gonna bring up fireworks. So I swear to God, I was waiting for him to say fireworks.
Ron, when you win on your first day, what's the first thing you're gonna attack?
Good question. I like that.
The first thing I'm going to attack,
on your first day, yeah. What's the first thing you're gonna address when you get in office?
Firework reform.
It's an inside joke with the fireworks, Karan. It's amongst the show.
It's amongst the show.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's been talked about several times. But first day up in Albany, the first thing I'm addressing is what has been promoted in the budget and trying to find a way to carve out our future that brings the most of my colleagues together. So I think right now, as a overarching thing, we have our 6 pillars of the 6 years. We know these 6 issues are the most important to our community. Number 1, affordable housing. I said earlier, I feel like everybody should be entitled to housing. So if you have no income, if you have the most income, you should be entitled to housing. Our friends and family who are doing okay should receive some help to buy their home, to buy their first home in the city. There should be more funding. I read something today about New York City upping the amount that they give to first-time home buyers to, I think, about 100,000, if I'm not mistaken. I could get you guys the article, but that's something that they've done. At this point, with the way that the market is, that's not enough. But that's like one thing in terms of underneath those 6 pillars. The second would be like, and this is in no particular order, but the second one that I can think of is public health. We're now going, was it 18 months of a pandemic that has literally, we laugh and joke and, we've got to some semblance of normalcy, but we're still knee deep in this thing. There's still people dying left and right. We got all the fights around the vaccine with our friends and family and trying to find some level of normalcy as a community within the pandemic has been extremely difficult. Living in a community that has been probably the most hard hit citywide, at least mathematically, based on population, it's been extremely difficult. So what does COVID recovery continue to look like? What does it continue to look like when you disperse the funds throughout the state and everybody wants to talk about equality? I don't think everybody should have the same amount. I think equity. If your community's hit the hardest, put the most money in that community. It shouldn't work no other way. But that's the second pillar. The third, education. So education eats up a whole lot of the budget, and it's still, when you really think about education, schools are still underfunded. There aren't things that are baseline for guidance counselors and just the minimum things that our children need within schools for a holistic education, for holistic safety, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one of the things. And this might sound a little wild, but I think public higher education should be free. I think if you go to a CUNY school or a SUNY school, it should be $3.99. And people are like, how you gonna do that? It was done before.
It was done. My mother was school.
It was
for free.
Exactly. There's a good bit of brothers and sisters that are now grands that went to school for free in the city, and that can and will be done. There's actually a bill, so this isn't something that we're just coming up with. There's actually a bill in the state Senate and the state assembly right now to do that, but it doesn't have the political will. People aren't fully aware of it, and I feel like that would be a part of our role. And the other pillar, public safety, I don't think I really need to go into that. But when I think about public safety, one of the things that personally for me, when we put funding towards public safety, people just think that means going straight to the police or something like that. When I think about public safety, I think about the whole community. I think about the crisis management system. I think about businesses that are now a part of this Cure Violence Network, well, CBOs that are part of this Cure Violence Network that are essentially in communities to make sure that guns aren't fired rather than responding when guns are fired. I think we really need to look at that as a model, which we have locally in East New York. We have Man Up, who's kept a particular area. It's been a blueprint for over a year without one shot fired. And that was not recent, but it's been done in recent memory. And these are on, I would say, paltry budgets in comparison to what they could and should have to have a well-oiled machine to really keep our communities safe. The other one, Kelvin, is transportation. So when we talk about those e-bikes and the bike lane on the Brooklyn Bridge, let's get into it. Let's see where we can take transportation. The underlying dialogue that I've been promoting, at least to folks locally, is let's reimagine all of this stuff. It does not have to be the same exact way. We don't have to come out of COVID the same exact way. And when I push reimagine, that's not something that happens on the first day. Unfortunately, Rodney, it doesn't happen on the first day, but it becomes, let's plant these seeds so that we can reap something in the future. And the last pillar that we're really focusing on, it's a new pillar, at least for what our primary focus will be, is climate change. Okay. So Tropical Storm Ida, it was Hurricane Ida, but it was Tropical Storm Ida when it hit New York. I was driving home that night. We just had one of these nice political meetings working on towards this launch and building this out. And the streets, out of a manhole, I've never seen water shoot out like a geyser while I'm driving. You know, the streets looking like rivers. I've never seen New Lots Avenue in East New York look like that in my entire life. It was crazy. We made sure to take video and all of that stuff. The city is ill-prepared, completely ill-prepared for the rain that comes out of the sky. You know, our primary focus when we think about climate change is the rain that's going to come from out of the water. You know, we got to be prepared for that. But the rain that came out the sky, when we looked at the district and responded to the issues, went out and got cleaning supplies for our neighbors, you know, throughout this entire experience, it was the locations on higher ground where people died.
Wow.
Which completely bugged me out because, you know, when you think you're higher up, you know, you're above sea level, you know, you're good. Nah, you know, and that connects back to housing and how people are in basements. You know, I've seen some debates online and, you know, participated in some where people should never have to live in basements. Well, that's directly related to the affordable housing crisis. People live in basements because they can't afford to live nowhere else. And they've lived somewhere their entire life. And even if they can afford to, I'm sorry if I'm ranting, but this is like fresh in my head.
No, go ahead, bro.
You know, when we think about basements and families and community units and the whole village concept, if Demond owns a property and Demond's parents own a property. Demond just graduated from college. He has a decent paying job, but he can't really afford to live nowhere else. Demond's parents need you know, more income. It's a 2-family house. So Demond is not moving in on the second floor. Demond's going to go in the basement. Demond goes in the basement so he could save some funds and until he's able to move out and get a new job. We got a lot of people in that same experience. We got a lot of people that are immigrants, you know, and literally have nowhere else to go. This is all they could get. A lot of those folks are on the e-bikes and e-scooters and all of that stuff just to bring everything all home. So my first day that I'm elected and, you know, we're up in Albany, I'm diving knee deep into that budget to figure out how these 6 pillars can be fully filled out so that we can reimagine what our future is going to be, not for the next 2 years, but for the next 20 years.
Or hit the like button, like my man.
Thank you, Skate Antics. Yeah, are you interested in expanding the Excelsior program for college?
So let me be real with y'all. The Excelsior program is a sham. It is it's not making things free for the majority of people. It's not making things free for our people in particular. A part of the Excelsior program that's a shortcoming is that, you know, you have to be perfect to almost receive it. In its first year, I don't have the exact numbers, but it was a very, very low sum of people that applied that actually received it. And when I say you have to be perfect, when we think about our communities, we some of us, you know, we take a semester off. You know, we don't always go straight. We don't go straight from high school to college. We take some time off. And with that, you can't receive the full sum of the Excelsior scholarship. And the Excelsior program, don't get me wrong, it's for middle class. You know, you make some money, you know, you can get subsidized to go to school for less, not free, but for less. And I think the program was a part of, I don't know who's a fan of Cuomo, but yeah, y'all know, Cuomo was not my guy. I worked in the state assembly in 2014 to 2017 under Assemblyman Charles Barron, and Cuomo was pulling the wool over everybody's eyes back then from a budgetary standpoint, from being a quote unquote good Democrat standpoint. He was literally putting forth policy that would make him seem progressive on the surface, but it wasn't really servicing the needs of our people to the greatest extent that he could as the governor. The governor signs legislation, it happens.
Shauna,
And
you got to the associate program, just hate school.
No doubt that happens too. But long story short, the Excelsior program is not something that I would look to really promote. I would look to promote the Martin Luther King Jr. scholarship that the current assemblyman in the district actually looked to start to cover the non-tuition costs for our community. So those are, books and transportation. All of those things are covered through the Martin Luther King scholarship, which just started to get a little bit of fun.
Nice. Karan, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
So we were talking about earlier about how the Democrats are dropping the ball and stuff. They BS a lot of us black folks in the voting form and stuff like that. Like you see what they just did to the historical black college by cutting the money for that, and LGBTQ, not just the brothers LGBTQ, but they got some money. Asian hate bill came across, and it seemed like they're losing black folks' vote. And I know you're running as a Democrat. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think that they need to do to get black folks more charged? Because I think we're gonna get a landslide whip ass in a couple of years if we don't get it. If they don't start respecting our vote. What's your thoughts on
that? I think where do I begin with that? So black people can't continue to just throw away their votes politically. There has to be tangible goals, tangible, you're going to sign this piece of legislation. Because if you don't, we going this way. And I'm not talking about this way in terms of, we'll go with a Republican. We have to hold our vote hostage. One of my favorite speeches by Malcolm X is the ballot or the bullet.
Bullet, baby.
In this speech, he talks about political maturity and how black communities can no longer, this is in the 60s, that black people can no longer have the white man come and parade in your community and dupe you into voting for him or, well, definitely him back then, but him or her, and you get nothing for that. There has to be an exchange. Every other community has an exchange. Every other community holds their feet to the fire. The Asian population is not the highest voting demographic.
Right.
It's us. It's us when we think about who really comes out, who they rely on, whose communities they go to make sure that, hey, and this is I guess this is more slang than anything, but if the black people make you poppin', you pop into everybody.
Right.
Like every community will support you.
Right.
And if black people make you trend by calling you Uncle Joe and making you buddy with Barack, you win off of stuff like that. The fact that Joe Biden got so comfortable with Charlemagne, if you don't vote for me, well, you ain't black. That was outrageous. And now black people voted for you. You don't have black people's backs. The story just continues. So I don't know. I know what Democrats can do. They know what they can do. They choose not to do
it. Yeah. So Karan, man, the main thing about campaigns, brother, needs some money, right, to run these campaigns. So where can people send money to?
So, couple of things before I even get into money. Look, I just want to say I appreciate y'all for having me on. to even talk about this sort of stuff. This is my first official tissue interview.
Oh,
so
shoot. Look at that. Showing us love, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. And, I can't say it's past my bedtime, but there's always so much work to be done that even these hours in the days prior and now in the days past, there's always some sort of work to do. This is a relief to get on here and chat with y'all about some of the great ideas and the utopian concepts that I would hope can make a difference in the lives of my neighbors and even in myself. So I thank y'all for extending the platform as always.
You always got a spot here, man. You know that.
That's right.
No doubt.
That's right.
And one of the things I'm learning is that you cannot be ashamed to beg for a little bit of change, to get a little bit of help, to make a difference to the lives of everybody. And a lot of phone calls happen throughout the day for stuff like that. So for the folks who are willing to donate, I have a link that I know will get posted into the chat. There it is. That's the link. Secure Act Blue. You can go to that link and you could donate any sum of money that you have. $5 is fine if that's what you have to give. $50 is fine if that's what you have to give. $100 is fine if that's what you have to give. $500 and so on and so forth. Every dollar is going towards making this victory a reality. Your funds right now will be going to things like palm cards, where we can get these out to community members to reintroduce them to Quran and our story. Funds and donations will also go to, sorry, I'm just reaching.
That's okay.
For our latest.
That's right.
Vote for Ron Allen, so you can put one of those in your window. And various other things that we need right now to really get the word out. I'm only telling y'all this. We've already started knocking on doors. We've already started making phone calls. This election is going to be hard for. And let me just explain how different this election is. So the current Assemblyman Charles Barron, won his seat for city council. He won the Democratic primary. He still has to win the general, which is in November. We live in Brooklyn. No Republican is going to win. You don't even have to. That's the real. You don't even have to campaign. Your name is there. People are going to go. They see Democrat, bubbles filled in. That's to tell you how rocked to sleep we are, right? So he's going to win. When he wins and assumes office, his seat for the last set of this term is vacant. That's where the vacancy comes in to run and replace him. In order to replace him, a special election has to be called by the new governor, Kathy Hochul. She will call a special election either in February or March. Whoever has the most county committee seats, which is probably the most local seat that you can run for office for. County committee seats are seats that correspond with election districts that are within assembly districts. I need more time to provide a lesson on that, but just follow me on that.
The next time you come on.
No doubt. There's a few seats in the county committee that you can win in each election district. There's about 300 within an assembly district. So you have to get the majority in order to get the Democratic Party line. Currently, we have just less than the majority. So we will not have the Democratic Party line unless we're able to work something out, which we're still working on. So this means in this special election, I might have to make up a party line. So it could be the Justice for Seniors party line. That's what I'll be running under. I'm still a Democrat. I'm still registered as a Democrat, but I'll be under the Justice for Seniors party line. Just saying that out loud. So what we have to do is we have to double down and getting the word out to people for the special so that they understand that, look, Quran is under the Justice for Seniors party line. You have to vote for Quran and not vote for the general Democrat, because that's how people are rocked to sleep. If they don't know the difference, they're like, hey, I voted for the Democrat. I did the right thing because the Democrats are going to do everything that I want, which is not true. And in building that out, worst case scenario, we don't win that special. Understand this. That victory is only for the year of 2022 because you're only finishing out the assemblyman's term that he has now. The real primary, which is the Democratic primary, which decides the race, is in June of 2022. So there will be 2 elections, 2, within that short space of time from now until June. 2 elections. So it's not 1. So this is why this is so significant. This is why we're going to need, I want to say, a coalition of support from the people that are in East New York, outside of East New York, in the 5 boroughs, in the other counties, all around the state, out of state. We're going to need that sort of support to get the boots on the ground that are going to knock on the door, because, door to door wins the war, to really get the word out about who's the best candidate and not necessarily who's a Democrat. Because in June, all of us will be Democrats. It's going to be about who is the best candidate. And we've seen literally in the neighboring district for a city council race, a council member who kind of muscled her way in with the machine for a special election, win a seat that she has now lost right after the primary in the same exact scenario. So understand this, we have to be like fully tapped in to build this out and to really assure this victory. And the website's under construction, but tomorrow, actually, when we drop this article that's coming out covering our race, it'll be up to snuff with all of the policy and all the goals that we have. But that's the stuff, the technical stuff I really want y'all to follow. It's 2 elections in less than 7 months.
So Quran, man, we're gonna have you back again. You can see that's his website on the bottom. Quran telling people get where to send the money to, and we love you, brother. And we can't wait to have you back soon. Hopefully, we have you back in November for when the elections start really popping off, and you can come back and give us some of your expertise on what just happened in the local elections, especially with the mayor running and stuff like that. Go ahead,
we got to end on this, Quran. We got to end on this. Knicks or Nets, brother. Knicks or Nets.
Ooh.
Knicks or Nets?
I'm gonna see if we'll take a political answer.
Remember your Brooklyn.
So I want to see. I just want to see New York, and New York including Brooklyn, just get back to some semblance of victory at any level. If it's Brooklyn or New York, I'm happy.
All right.
I live in Brooklyn. I live in the East. But even the Barclays Center is very, very political.
Yeah, I was
so
like, Ron. I was going to say something like, bro, we he know he and I know what we was about to say, but let's leave it at that, Kelvin. On that note,
we can leave it at that. Can I thank y'all one more time?
Sure, man. We love getting our flowers. Go ahead, man. Shoot.
In getting our flowers, every time I come on here, I gotta show off this plant because this is the plant y'all sent me back in April, as a kind gesture when things were rough in terms of the family. So I appreciate y'all for real. Every time y'all have me on, not just chopping it up, but as men, as Black men, y'all continue to hold a platform and that I think is extremely important for all of your listeners and for your families. So y'all got a special place in my heart, and I really, really appreciate y'all for having me on. And get some rest. I know y'all ain't young men anymore.
Oh, there you go. He got to throw a jab because this guy runs 5 miles every morning. Ain't this some? I was about to curse on it, but somebody might see this. I ain't gonna curse tonight with Corona. I curse as soon as you get off the screen. Yo, we love you, brother, man. Peace, man. Yo, congratulations again, man. We got your back, brother. We got your back. Let's chop it up. We're gonna raise some money for my man. We're gonna raise some money because anybody could donate to this brother. You don't have to be from East New York. I gave a couple of dollars already, so that's what we're gonna do for our brother, man. Word up. All right, man. Peace, brother. Tell your wife I said what's up.
All right,
That
take
I
care,
will.
Ron.
Peace.
Yeah,
Take care.
Peace.
Oh, man.
Oh man, Karan Allen, man. Oh, Derek taking over. He running for something over there. Jamie got us mixed up. Fix it up, Jamie. Fix it up. There we go. Oh, no, hold. Got one more. Jamie.
Derek, new boxing commissioner. New boxing commissioner. Derek Bazemore.
You're gonna run him with Karan Allen, man. For we're gonna vote for Karan Allen, people. Just remember that again. So we got to catch up, man. We got to play some catch up here, right, Jamie? So listen, man. We got a good relationship topic tonight. If you're in a relationship, is it important if others people find you attractive? You taking as men, but go ahead, Rodney. I'll let you take it over, Rodney. I want to hear your thoughts, brother. I want to hear your thoughts.
No, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Because I mean, somebody finds me attractive, I can't really act on it anyway, so it doesn't mean anything to me. But because the thing is, I like to live. I ain't trying to get killed. But the thing is, I think women still like to always feel attractive. You know what I'm saying? And like compliments or whatever. I think the only problem with that is if you're in a relationship or you're married and you're seeking this attention for compliments or whatever, then maybe your situation may not be as strong, you know. So, but I don't think men need it that much.
I think.
What do you got?
I think women appreciate respectful compliments.
Correct. I think they like that.
You
I think they like that.
Compliments, as long as it, you know what I'm saying. I think some of it the intention. Like if a dude is giving a compliment out to test the waters, you know, those old school comments like, "Oh, your husband is very lucky" and all that nonsense. You know,
Are you telling me my line doesn't work? My line doesn't work?
No, yeah.
I think that's a very good point.
Yeah,
nobody wants somebody. Nobody
we talk about that all the time. You know, we all vanity is you know, vanity is eternal in people, man. We all worry about, you know, oh, I'm getting older and I'm not, you know, maybe I'm not as toned as I used to be, or maybe I'm losing some hair, or the hair that I got is a little gray, or whatever. You know, it's a little vanity, man. You know, and that ages right there, right along with you. Hopefully, you have a little wisdom to temper some of it, you know, along the way, you know, and you remember that the person that you're with has grown with you, and they accept you as you are, and hopefully that's what happens. But yeah, I mean, you're always going to want. I think people always going to want a little bit of attention, you know, somewhere along the line, you know, to make sure you still got it. You know, you still want to know that you still got it a little bit, you know, whether that be a man or woman. You know?
All right, well, let me ask you this question. And everything we're asking is totally respectful. It's not anybody's spouse soliciting attention. We know that, and I want to state that. So you guys, especially that are married and almost married, let me ask you this question. How does it make you feel when other men you see checking out the person you're with or finds the person you're attractive? Not saying you're soliciting, when you notice it, does it stroke your ego? Does it just, or you're indifferent to it?
No, I'm not.
I
feel fine about it. I'm like, yeah, there you go. That's with me. You know, I'm good. you know, you know, my wife. I'm very settled with my wife, man. I know ain't nothing happening. You know,
no. That's what I'm saying. I know nothing's happening. We get that. What I'm saying is when people, because you're not the only person that finds your wife attractive. I'm sure you're not the only person that finds your spouse attractive. She's not the only person that finds you attractive. So you know what I mean. Just as a, you know, everybody has an ego somewhere at certain points. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes when you get yourself dressed and you whatever like that, you may walk into a room and you expect that, hey, you know, I'm looking a certain way tonight. I you know what I'm saying? To be nothing wrong with just still being handsome or well kept or whatever.
Yeah. I think you hit it. I think you hit the word expectation. You know, when we go out, we get dressed up. I expect people to look at my wife, man. I expect another man to think that my wife is attractive because she is. You know, so how can I be upset about it when it happens?
Right.
You know, so
Correct. As long as they're not being disrespectful or nothing like that, then it's not a problem. I don't see a problem in it at all.
Right.
You know, if a guy looks at Derek's wife, guy looks at my wife, if they're not saying nothing, then it's fine. I don't.
Right, because guys are gonna notice attractive women regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I help Masali pick out her clothes, man. To go out when I hang out with the girls.
That's what's up.
That's gonna be the shit. That's gonna be the showstopper. Go to the beach, put that shit on right there. Go to the club, throw that shit on. Like, you know, like it makes them feel good. That's what women do. They dress up. They want other women to recognize what they have. They want like, yo, girl, where you get those shoes at?
That's a good point, D.
Like,
women also want to look good when they're hanging with their girlfriends as well. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be around their girlfriends and they're looking halfway. Then all the other girls are looking great. So it's definitely a thing with women. Also wanting to feel good around their friends as well.
Yeah, and I don't mind guys. Like, as long as they, like you said, I think Rod and Derek, when you said, as long as they don't do no disrespectful shit,
Disrespectful, yeah.
Or call them out their name, man. Especially that. And the God forbid if they do it with one of us, right? Because I just know, Derek, I never seen your temperament. I know my man Rodney temperament. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that happen. There's gonna be some furniture moving.
Right. But see, now this is the thing. What I notice is this. Unfortunately, some people who haven't received attention, there's a void. You know what I'm saying? Some people that haven't gotten attention or whatever like that. You know what I mean? And sometimes I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you've complimented someone because they don't get attention, or you've complimented someone that may be.
Yeah, I did. We was at the corner social. We was all there together. We were all there together. We all took parts of that. Like, go ahead, girl. Like, because we were scared they were gonna beat us up. So we all
there you go, girl.
All right. So let me just cap this with saying I asked about 7 married couples, white, black, Latina, and
yeah.
I asked a couple people, and the people that were married longer, one of the guys that I asked was married 35 years. White former police officer, and he was telling me, he said, of course I like attention from women regardless. He said, I'd like that, you know what I mean? He said, my wife and I have been together a long time. We know everything about each other. Nobody's going anywhere. He said, but it makes you feel good when somebody else notices as well. You know what I mean? And I thought it was cool. I didn't think it was across the line.
You said the husband said that.
What'd you say?
The husband said that.
The husband said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he said, he said he likes, attention and things like that. I mean, and he's like, nobody's going anywhere in their relationship. Nobody's stepping out in their relationship, but it just makes you feel good to notice that other people just, notice you and things like that. And I don't think you have to live on it. I mean, obviously the person you're with loves you and they're enough for you. But, at the same time, compliments of life. You've been out before and got a compliment. You know how it makes you feel. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, stroke your ego, man. Make you feel good. But like Norette said, nobody was like, they want their man to look good. They don't want their man to be busted. So like, make sure he look good. You smell good. The smell good on same vice versa.
The only problem I see is when if you're a man or a woman that is actually intentionally going out there to seek the attention, like you feel like you have to have.
Then there's something wrong at home.
There's a problem in the relationship.
Right.
There's levels to that, isn't there? You know what I mean? I mean, when you get dressed up, to a certain point, depending on how you dressing, are you seeking the attention? We just finished saying that, it's nice when someone gives you a compliment. So, you got dressed up and you're like, okay, I'm ready for some attention. I'm ready to get my little, whatever, my little shine. So these hoes.
Remember this. Remember this point. I said, remember, unsolicited attention. So in this hypothetical, this is unsolicited. Your wife is not asking dudes to pay attention.
Okay, what would that look like? What would that look like? Like when you say unsolicited?
Where your wife, Derek, is not going to the supermarket trying to get dudes to pay attention to her.
No.
Or just paying attention to her because they find her attractive. They notice that ring on her finger, I'm sure, so it doesn't go any further than them. They're mature enough, hopefully, that they're not stepping to. You know what I'm saying?
My wife is mature enough to not let it go.
Yeah, that's
right. So, see, and that's what I'm saying. The whole thing is nobody is going anywhere. My point was, basically I was basing this off of when Steph Curry's wife was saying she would like to know people are checking for her too. This woman ain't leaving her multi-million-dollar husband or compromising nothing with her children, but she's just saying, it'd be nice that people know, you know what I'm saying, that she's attractive as well.
Yeah, I got what you said. Go ahead, Rodney.
You sure? You good?
Yeah, go ahead. I got what you were saying. What you were saying.
The thing is with Steph Curry's wife, I mean, in her position, her husband is making the room stop when he walks in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he's grasping all the attention.
Right.
So maybe she's looking at it that way. Like where usually when a woman walks in there, she's stopping the room when she's super attractive, whatever. But Her man is successful basketball player. Everybody knows who he is. So she may get a little tired sometimes of maybe being in his shadow.
Because you're Steph Curry's wife. You don't even have
Steph Curry's wife. And then maybe she loses her identity too because she's Steph Curry's wife. You know what I'm saying? She's not herself. She's always going to be known as Steph Curry's wife. Oh, that's Steph Curry's wife. We got to do. It's not because of who she is. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's because of who she's married to.
Right. You hit it right on the head, Rodney.
But us brothers got to be safe because these women do come at us very hard. Because we got some all right looking dudes. I was in Detroit. Detroit got the most aggressive women in the world. They didn't care. Masali was right next to me. This lady who down there smack the shit out of Masali and grab me and take me home. It was the scariest. I grabbed my pearls. I'm not gonna bullshit. That lady was scary. That was a scary ass woman there, boy.
Marcus.
I'd rather take home Lady Eloise and tongue kiss in the mouth before that lady in Detroit. That lady was ooh. That was a not very fine woman, put like that. Anyhow, we gotta move on. I know we gotta okay. Hold on. I'm getting some words from the producer here. Okay, so Shaquille O'Neal wouldn't tolerate the unvaccinated Kyrie Irving. Jamie, can you play that video for us, please?
I try not to belittle another man's opinion. However, let me tell you what I think. In this game of ours, sometimes you have to think about other people rather than yourself. Now, Kyrie has his views. He has his opinions. I'm not going to knock that. But he does have an obligation because he took that $200 million.
Right.
Only thing I don't like is, can you respect my privacy? Once you sign up for this life, there is no privacy. And you have to accept it. But if you're on my team and you can't play home games, I don't want you around. Like, we have a chance to win. And if you ain't on the program, go somewhere else, period. Hey, whatever your reasons are, cool, I'm with that, but we ain't going to be going back and forth for 41 games, whether you're going to play or not. Get your ass up out of here.
Thoughts, but first of all, Shaq looked crazy as fuck, but then thoughts anyway.
You said Shaq looked what?
He looked crazy. He scared the shit out of me. I ain't know it was Shaq. Hey, why do you have to put the subtitles on there? I'm sorry to get off topic. Let's go back on topic.
No, I agree with him. I agree with him. You that old expression, the best ability is availability. I agree with that. If you're not going to play, I mean, you break the whole cohesiveness of the team, and it's a chemistry thing. And championship teams are usually made in the off season. You know what I mean? You got to come out the gate ready to play, and it's a big distraction. Kyrie Irving to me every year is a distraction. So I agree with him. Let alone the $33 million a year he's making or whatever.
Well, he's only gonna be making 15 now. But it's not just it's just not 41 games. I just want people to understand. You have to play 2 games against the Knicks. That makes it to 43. You have to play 2 games in Toronto. That's 45, and 1 game in San Francisco. That's 46 games it will be missing.
Yeah, it's hard to argue. Yeah, listen, it's hard to argue with what he said. And this is me. We all have talked about our various views on vaccination, but this is not that. This is about accountability to your team, and he's got a point. If you can't get out on the court because you haven't taken care of your business, then that's on you as a professional. You're making way too much money to let it go, and not even about the money, but also about the people who are counting on you to be available. So yeah, I definitely agree with him on that level. So I wish and he's right. You also give up your privacy as well. So I agree.
I disagree, and I'm pretty sure y'all knew I was going to say that. The thing is, first of all, last time I checked, now this is about Kyrie Irving taking a shot, right?
Yeah.
Last time I checked, Shaq is not a team owner, and I don't think he's ever been a team owner. And I don't.
Yeah. He was part owner of the Sacramento Kings.
Well, after he retired. Okay.
Yeah, because you can't be an owner and a player at the same time.
The thing is, he talked about if he was playing with him, correct? All right. Yeah. He's a player himself. For another player to tell another player that they should take the shot or whatever, I think is not right. That's just my personal opinion. And the $200 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're talking about Kyrie Irving's contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kyrie Irving signed a $200 million deal to play basketball, not take a shot. I don't think that's in his contract. So that's how I see it. So for Shaq to throw out that $200 million is basically saying, well, you got to do what you got to do because they own you. No, there's nothing in his contract that says he has to take a shot.
No, I can get that. Only thing is what I would say, then let them trade you. Then.
Okay, and guess what? That's not Shaq's decision either. That's the owner and the management thing, which they have a right to do, is to trade Kyrie Irving. So make the decision and do it. But for Shaq to say that he's going to be in a locker room telling another player what to do, I think that's BS. Now, I do realize. Finish. Okay. I do realize that certain star players can get other players traded. I do realize that. I mean, I know sports. But the thing is, too, I see like kind of what's going on here because, like I told you, like before I saw a thing on ESPN where you had other former black ball players condemning what the players are doing that's not taking the shot. That's designed intentionally. Another thing, too, I never seen Shaq speak out about no injustice shit outside of the court or whatever. Now, if Shaq wanted to give his opinion about a player that's not performing well on the court during a playoffs or the championship, yeah, I think he has the right to do that. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best centers that ever did it. I get it. But to basically say that he would make somebody take a shot or get him out here, I think he's out of place. That's
well, I get what you're saying, but I think he's looking at winning. Like, you can't build winning. And that's what I'm saying. That's where they all play. They play for the money and they also play for the championships. I think he's looking at, and look, you're talking about competitive people like Shaq. These guys love to win. And he's like, and when you can't build it, you can't have that chemistry when you're only playing. Like, a coach, it's hard to manage and say, okay, I'm going to play him today, can't play him today, and I got a shortened roster because I can't extend my roster because he's missing certain games at home. And the other games, like I said, the other like 5 or 7 games that's also added on. I think that's what I get from Shaq's point of view. I get your point of view, but I get Shaq's point of view from that.
No, I get that too.
I'm just saying retire. If you can't play, retire. If you don't want to take the shot, I respect it. Just retire, because what I'm saying is
you
can't tell him to retire.
You can't, but you can't play on this team if you don't get a shot, Rodney.
Trade him to a team that don't have to get a shot. I don't think Miami has to take a shot.
He can't get traded because Durant don't want to be traded.
Yeah, Durant don't
want to be traded. So what I'm saying is, in other words, this to me ain't about the shot. It's about the rules. You may say, hey, I don't want to wear a uniform that has this color. You can't be able to take.
I mean, now we're comparing apples and
oranges. I'm saying, Rodney, right now, think about it. If I said to you guys like this, I'll do the let's chop it up. I just want to do it every other month. Y'all cool with it?
But that's not you taking a shot, Kelvin. That's
no,
you basically
Rodney, take away the shot. I'm not talking about the shot. I'm talking about the
shot. We got to stay on the topic.
No, it's about playing. But it's also about winning games.
I understand it's about winning games. And the thing is this, I get Shaq. Shaq played during a different era. Right. The players today, you know what it's about? It's about the business. How many players have you said this is a business? And players are learning that now. Because at the end of the day, if 5 years, 10 years from now, Kyrie Irving has some adverse effects, Shaq ain't even going to come see him in the hospital. He ain't going to give a fuck.
Again, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making about what I'm saying is this. The bottom line is this. This stuff is collectively bargained, right? You realistically, they're not going to let you play in the NBA without the shot, or you're not going to play in the Nets without the shot. So that's fine. So what I'm saying is this.
Play without it.
But then what I'm saying is this. Rodney, they got an option. The option is just retire. I'm not going to let them dictate to me, I got to take this vaccine. Just say I'm leaving this league, so y'all don't have to dictate that.
Rodney, you made a point earlier. You said that. Oh God, I lost my track. You said that that being available is the most important thing. Like playing basketball is why they got paid, right? Yeah. So if you're not right, so that's no point. So he's paid to play basketball, but if he can't play basketball because of the rules, then he's not
refusing to play basketball. He's refusing to take the shot.
But you say I can only play if I take the shot, then I'm not going to play it.
The thing is, this is a rule that came along because of something, and everybody doesn't have to take the shot. It's based on where he lives.
Right. That's what it is. Doesn't have to stay in the league either. You could just say.
Now the thing is, you can't make a person retire. It's like me. I retire. No, you said that you should say he should just retire. No, he'll retire.
I will retire. I'm not going to let this league dictate to me that I got to take a shot I don't want to take.
And guess whose choice that is. That is Kyrie Irving's choice.
Well, it depends. If you play on my team, it may not be.
But then that's the owner's decision to trade him or to get rid of him. But for Shaq to say, which is what we're talking about here, for Shaq to say what he would do, and Shaq can't do shit. He's supposed to be a player just like him.
You can't have it both ways. Kyrie Irving, most opinionated person in sports. So
I understand. I want to stay on the topic with Shaq and the shot. That's what I want to say.
Got you. All right.
You know, we already know. I'm not in denial that Kyrie Irving is a nutburger. I know that.
But you have to understand something, Rodney. To be fair, someone asked Shaq his opinion about this, and what he's saying is, and I was going to tell you, the same Shaq that would drop 43 points, if the Lakers, if he wanted somebody off that team, they was gone.
I understand that. I already said that. I realized that
LeBron James he don't have to be an owner.
LeBron James can get somebody off a team if that's what he wants. I totally get that, but I still disagree with Shaq giving his opinion. And first of all, he doesn't play anymore. And I'm trying to tell you,
but he's part of the press. He's part of the press now.
I understand.
He's part of the machine, man. So yeah, that's
he is part of the machine because Shaq is in bed with a lot of big corporations where he can't say nothing. He don't come out and talk about injustice situations, but he's going to come out and condemn another black man.
Topic, y'all. That's not the topic.
What ESPN is doing, I see when CNN come on and they bring certain players on to talk about another player. It's intentional. You got to be careful with what they're doing. This is part of the division to divide us. They're not getting a white guy to come on and talk about you. They're going to use your own kind to talk about you, to put you in a position to feel like you're wrong. And they're going to try to turn the fans against you, just like Donald Trump did with what's my man's name? Colin Kaepernick. Turned the whole league against him, turned all the fans against him, black and white. I heard a black person say, "Oh, the league is fucked up because of Colin Kaepernick."
Right. No, I get you.
Let me ask you a question, Rod. If he was your teammate and you had 82 games to go battle with him and this was going on, what would you do?
And you want my honest opinion? Mm-hmm. I would be concerned about how much I get paid. That's what I would be concerned with. If that man says he ain't going to play, because end of the day, I'm only good to the owner as us winning. Because if I'd stopped winning, he gonna get rid of me too. He ain't got no loyalty to me either.
But you're gonna ring. The owners get into the game to win championships.
They don't care about rings today no more. They just care about making money.
No, that's what I'm saying. Let me finish. So when you're a winner, you generate more money. Usually, you're generating more sales, jerseys, tickets, whatever. You can do whatever. So if this guy is on your team, if you're the player or if you're the owner, would you still keep him if you only and you paying him this amount of money? He only can play more than half the season.
Yeah, now that's the owner's right. An owner can say that, you know what, there's too much of a distraction. Kyrie Irving's not going to.
What would you do? What would you do
as the owner?
Yeah,
from a business perspective, I would get rid of him, which I have a right to do.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about Shaq. Shaq, I don't think Shaq has that right to say that. That's the issue. An owner and the management, we all know, can get rid of you at the drop of a dime, winning or losing. You've seen winning teams get broke up when over just nonsense of personal beef. Look at the Chicago Bulls got broken up because somebody didn't like somebody, and they were winning.
I like the older players being able to comment on the younger players.
Me too.
I like them.
I like them. I don't have a problem with them commenting on them about how they're playing the game, but this is different.
But no, but they make comments on, like Chris Carter make comments on people's personal life when they're out there wilding out.
And I don't think
maybe I'm foul because I just can't stand Kyrie Irving. So maybe I'm biased. I can't. It's always a distraction.
This is personal for you guys. I don't like.
It's always something. He's walked away last year.
Last year he take 2 weeks off because he going to somebody's birthday party. I'm saying you're on a team see, the way I came from a team was low. The team was a uniform because it was supposed to be one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's the thing. But I get your see. That's why I said I want to get to the vaccine because this ain't got to be a vaccine. It could be about when they eat breakfast. Kyrie gonna eat the different day.
I know who we're talking about.
I'm
gonna add this too. I don't like that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar came out and said what he said.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie is already vaccinated. I'd be surprised if Kyrie is already vaccinated. Kyrie just got. That's serious.
Yo,
it's personal. I'm just mad that y'all asking me at media day.
I get it. Kyrie Irving is the Kanye West of basketball. I know that.
Thank you. I think you should get a T-shirt.
I said before.
That's right.
I said before on a show before, I said Kyrie Irving went around saying that the earth is flat, and I wish I had a better person to defend. But the thing is, I still believe that I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. They're going to use your own to divide you, and that's what they do. And to me, Shaq shouldn't have gave his opinion on it. He don't play with Kyrie or Irving, and to tell that he's Monday morning quarterback, he's talking about what he would have did if he was playing. You ain't playing no more. You're retired.
They do that to us in politics, of course.
Now, like I said,
Shaq controlled his locker room.
I
agree. Back in his day,
if Kobe was around and you was his teammate, I just think he'd be the same way. I just think these guys.
And you have to kiss Kobe's ass to stay.
They're about winning. They don't care about nothing but winning in life.
Yeah. But the thing is, the game ain't changed that way. We're getting ready to go into a loser society. We're getting ready to go into a society where losers are going to be winners now. And you're going to realize guys go to certain teams. They're the man on that team. They generate 30 a night and they lose almost every game. And they're still getting all of them. Social media is popping. Their jerseys still selling. They still get endorsements because they're the hottest thing in that city. So the thing is players have learned to become strictly about business. That old school mentality that Shaq has, that's not the way it is anymore.
Well, you know what? One thing we got to say, what episode of the show is this?
58, I think it is. I mean, I'm sorry, 50th.
This is the 50th episode.
Yeah.
This is the best podcast in the game. So I want to say congratulations to you, gentlemen. I want to say congratulations to our great producer and to the great audience of Let's Chop It Up. You made this show what it is today. You kept us on air. You kept us relevant. You kept us interested. You stayed with us and you supported us. So we all love you. We appreciate you and we're so thankful for you. We would not have seen 50 shows. You have been with us through the pandemic, in and out of everything. Some very, very, very poignant and heated moments. Some great moments. So all the great guests that have supported us, all the great viewership, everything. This is just the best yet is to come for us. So we thank you and we appreciate you. Happy 50th to Derik, to Rodney, and to Damon, the moderator, the host. Love you guys. You are the best in the business. And I'll say this: boxing needs to change, Derik. Now,
I wouldn't want to do this with no other three gentlemen besides the three of you guys. You know, like I say, I love that we've come together. I love that when we have differences of opinion and we still can get it out off our chest because that's what men do. And like I said, I love what we do, and I want to do another 50 and more.
Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you,
fellas.
Thank you
For the conversation.
Everybody, where you been for the last 2 weeks, man? She shows no love for 2 weeks, man. But now the word, I love rocking out with you guys every night. I mean, well, we about to say every Saturday, but we did start on Saturdays and rocking out that them people that followed us from the Saturdays to the Wednesdays. We truly appreciate y'all, man. I love you, brothers, man. And it's been a great ride, and we're gonna keep on continuing going on. We got over 500. Like we said, we're gonna get to that 1,000 with your help. We truly appreciate all of you, lovely ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks. Thank the audience for all this love and support. We really appreciate you guys because without you guys, we couldn't do it. We really couldn't.
And next week is 1 year anniversary. So we'll see you next week. Peace, and peace.